Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Along the Spiritual Journey. So, I've heard a lot of people talk about ego deaths, but not spiritual deaths. So, ego deaths, they're kind of self explanatory. We, the human, this avatar, has been given a script with its name and address and ethnicity and all these things that it says we are. And then we, the soul and the consciousness, play into this ego that's been created for us. And depending on how deep we are in the conditioning and the imprinting, then we believe that this is our only phase of being. When clearly there's a consciousness and there's a living soul inside of us, or spirit, depending on what you believe, that is constantly co creating with the universe. Now, spirit, souls, they both have past lives, in my opinion, which means, let's say, in this spiritual journey, you're doing the meditating, you're eating right, you're taking care of yourself, you're doing all the work. And I hear a lot of people say this, they say, what next? That is for the physical ego avatar vessel so that is pristine to be used by spirit. Once you are now not broken, no holes, not leaking, not falling apart, spirit can use you as a vessel, cup, bowl, whatever you want to imagine. As we work through this, we start recognizing that there are energies from our past life that are spiritually inside of us, and there's spiritual imprinting from our parents. So we have those timelines to also break, because then we realize there's times that we can look at history and say, I'm gonna be mad. And trust me, there's a lot of things to be mad about. But you can also say, you know what? I'm gonna find a solution, because I know that anger is a great motivation for people, but instead of using it to distort and hurt, I'm going to use it to rebuild and correct. And this is where we then learn that the soul has its own journey of healing, where it's like, thank you. Oh my God, my last past life, I could not see that. I was trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho so bad that I was just falling apart and everything I had fell apart. Again, this is what happens to the ego when the soul doesn't follow its journey. And then it ignores all of the red lights and green lights and all of the signs or synchronicities that are aligned for us. Remember, synchronicities are not saying that you are doing the right thing or the wrong thing. It's simply saying you're on the correct path. So when you trust this, then that's when the ego can trust you, inner child, all of those things correlated to it. That spirit death then happens, and then you rebirth into another consciousness. So remember, you've heard it before, like dark night of the soul. That's what they're talking about. So there's ego death, there's spiritual death, there's consciousness deaths. They're all a part of rebirth into a new you that you feel aligned with. All right? Love you. Besos.